Okay, and start things off with a really aggressive warning message. Did you see it needs 172 blocks? That's just crazy. It's like half the memory unit, the VMU. Well, anyway, yeah, it's 7th Cross Evolution, the most well-known game of all time, right up there with Super Mario Bros. And Minecraft and all the other most popular games, but anyway, yeah, I just found out about this one a couple of days ago. There was an article about it. It's like an evolution simulator, I guess you could call it. It's a difficult game to describe, I'll say that much. And I guess other comparable games would be Evo Search for Eden on SNES and Spore from 2008. About once every 10 years we get an evolution simulator kinda like this, which means we're overdue for another one. But anyway, yeah, this one is very different. So right now, we're picking out the attributes to the character that we're gonna be using throughout the game, and so each of these attributes, corresponds to something your character's gonna need. You've got one for strength, one for speed, one for intelligence, what have you. And the correlation between the colors and the attributes is never really well explained. And there really isn't a way to look it up online because there's very little documentation about this game since so few people know about it, so there's actually still quite a few mysteries as to how it operates, even though it's a game from 22 years ago, which is quite surprising. You think there's no more mysteries out there these days with all those internet sleuths trying to find every movie and video game Easter egg, but then there's this, something that managed to slip through the cracks, something that the internet does not know about. So every playthrough of this game is unique because of the attributes you have here. Well, I guess there is a set number of combinations, but it's a very large one. And so the idea of what those attribute to color assignments are gonna do is well, let me back up. To evolve your character later on, you have to draw pictures, and you can put different colors in the pictures, obviously, and then the effect of the color depends on what we picked out on the previous screen. It's one of those types of games where I just wanted to point out that the 0 and the O on this menu are identical. It's kind of an oversight on their part, but anyway, yeah, so you have to draw pictures to level up your character, and the game leads you to think that there's a correlation between the pictures that you draw and what you end up getting, but honestly, there is no such thing. I'm of the opinion that it's just completely randomized. So, because I saw a stream recently, and there was a moment that really just highlighted how crazy the picture system is, where the people on the stream were trying to unlock a specific part, and somebody in the chat, they had a screenshot of the exact drawing that they needed to get the part. So someone in the chat had proved this. They said, okay, just put a red dot in the corner and that's all you need. Oh yeah, you gotta watch out for those crabs in the early stages. So they did the exact same drawing that the guy in the chat suggested, but they ended up getting a completely different result than what the guy in the chat did, so that really just goes to show that it's very difficult to sort out what the drawings are gonna do, but you get to see that later in this episode. Right now, we just have to hunt for nutrients and try and outrun those crabs. Later on, we'll get to learn cool magic spells and stuff, and then the crabs will be of no threat to us, but at this point we have no way of defending ourselves, for we are just a humble sea slug, so right now you just have to run. So when you hear that almost maraca-like sound of the crab approaching, you're pretty much already dead at this point. So it does kind of seem like we're just going in circles here, but we are making some progress. It's just you get a little better every time, like on that episode of Family Guy with the You don't win, you just do a little better every time. Speaking of Family Guy, you see they got a new voice actor to play Cleveland, and then the Simpsons had to follow suit because it used to be that Family Guy would copy The Simpsons, but now The Simpsons has to copy Family Guy, and well, if they have to have a more diverse cast, then so do we. So anyway, The Simpsons got a new voice actor for Carl, who sounds nothing like the original voice actor, which is just kind of funny. He didn't even try. There was some goofy news article. Oh, hold that thought. Okay, so this is our base form, so now we can actually start upgrading our character. But first we gotta kill a few things and eat them in order to gain the necessary points. So here's a harmless sea enemy of sorts. Yep. So I think just one more kill and that'll give us enough points to at least attempt to upgrade ourselves. But anyway, getting back to what I was saying about The Simpsons, they had some goofy news article the day it happened, and the lady said that Carl was Homer's best friend, and that lady had clearly never even seen the show before because Lenny is Carl's best friend. Everyone knows that. So anyway, we're kind of limited as far as where we can go on the map right now, because we can't go on land until we get our land legs, but we also can't go in deep water, because there's a difference between just the shallow water we're in now and the sea, as it were. Need to get our sea legs for that. And that cave in the distance that we just went by, that's where the first boss is going to be. Okay, we're just going to let the crabs kill us so we can kind of move on. We weren't getting any useful enemies spawning in that we could collect points from, so better to just start over and re-roll the dice, as they say. Yeah, get used to that water sloshing around sound effect, by the way. That stays forever. But I'll keep the volume nice and low so you won't be bothered by it. Okay, so there's that sea slug that looks like Weepin' Bell. We now have 2 kills, so that'll be enough so we can get some cool crab legs or something. Let's go see what the evolution guides have to offer. So here we go. Here's that drawing segment that I've been hyping up so much. So you got your grid, and as previously stated, it just straight up does not matter what you draw here. That no one knows how this system works. And I mean no one. If you look up a walkthrough, the guy in the walkthrough even says, well, the best way to do it is to just get a pattern that you think is good, and then maybe just change the colors occasionally, and not even the walkthrough people know. Okay, so we unlocked head level 2, but we have to build up some proteins first before we can equip it. Let's see if we have enough.
Head.
Yes we do. So now we got like a Greedo head. Remember Greedo from Star Wars? McClunky. Okay, there's a new enemy, and we were killed instantly, unfortunately. That harmless turtle proved to pack more of a punch than we could have guessed. Okay, so yeah, you lose all of your upgrades whenever you lose your health. But there's like secret stat upgrades that happen too, so sometimes you'll get boosts to your health and such even when you don't have the parts equipped. Just as long as you keep getting lots of kills, that's the secret to moving forward. So I don't know if it was this episode or the second one where we get to see the magic spells. Well, I know they do appear in the second one, but I'm trying to think if it happens at least once in this episode, because those are pretty neat if we can get around to seeing that. So you'll probably notice I just hit in the thumbnail for this, I just had a generic seahorse on a blue background, because again, since this game isn't well known, there's no artwork I can go off of. And the game's box art really wasn't useful in any way. It was just like a red planet. It wouldn't have drawn in any viewers. So yeah, I thought that the main character's head here looks rather seahorse-esque. So if I did a seahorse, that would I guess he's more of an eel now that I look at it, but, well, too late now. Anyway, I think you'll get the idea. The thumbnail looks vaguely like something that would appear in this game, with all its ocean aquatic life, all the fish o' the sea. I'll sing you a song o' the fish o' the sea. Okay, there's one of the spells you can do. That was the wind spell. There's like a cool fire explosion you can do, but I guess that's later. And so now we can actually start fighting back against these crabs. Now we're the big fish in the small pond, as it were. Ain't nobody gonna tell us what we can and can't do. We're essentially like the school bully, and we can go around picking on all the other kids, and there's nothing they can do to stop us. So anywho, if I haven't mentioned, this is being recorded on New Year's Eve, so Happy New Year, I suppose. As that baby in that Looney Tunes cartoon said once, Happy New Year! There was just an old Looney Tunes episode, and the New Year baby had an extremely aggressive voice that was clearly an adult man, and look that up when you get the chance. That was funny. But yeah, the New Year baby, he's not supposed to sound like that. So we've got more of this game coming up whenever I get at least one more episode recorded.